There's no one sensible at the national level
Mm.
in places like Berlin, Paris, London. Forget it. It's not going to make any difference to the Biden administration. They're going to continue doing whatever they're doing. They're never going to admit that they made a terrible mistake. And yes, they have no strategy. Their strategy was, quote unquote, to harm Russia, and they're willing to destroy the Ukrainian nation in order to achieve that objective. Well, objective number one, harm Russia, hasn't worked. The sanctions are an abysmal failure. The Russian military is now larger, stronger, and more capable than it's ever been. The only people with a strategy are sitting in the Kremlin, and their strategy is very clear. We will have a neutral Ukraine. Ukraine is not going to join NATO. And if Ukraine is to exist at all, it will have to be neutral. Eventually, people in Warsaw, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, the people that border this place, they're all going to say, it's time to stop. The Russians are winning. They're going to get what they want.
Do you think the Western Europe and the more sensible people in the Biden administration are getting tired of the war?
There's no one sensible at the national level in places like Berlin, Paris, London. Forget it. They've lost their minds. The same thing is true, sadly, in Helsinki, Stockholm, Oslo. They're out of touch with reality. The populations are different. The Germans have had it with this ridiculous war. They don't want any part of it. They don't want to send any soldiers over there. They're not sure they want to send any equipment. I think if you'd have put it in a referendum in Germany to begin with, and people had been allowed to tell the truth, I don't think a single German tank would have ever reached Russia. I mean, imagine sending tanks with the German Iron Cross painted on the side into Russia at this point. It's insane.
Right.
The Germans know that. They don't want anything to do with that. The Poles were the outliers, and here's the good news. The Polish population is turning against this whole thing. They're overwhelmed with millions of Ukrainian refugees. They talk about being Ukrainianized. This is not going down well. I think the populations, if they get their way, will stop it.